Dear students, welcome to this next session where we are talking of applications of operational amplifiers. So today we'll be talking of clampers. So the resources used, the books Ramakant Gaikwad, Op-amps and linear integrated circuits. Second one is Sergio Franco, design with operational amplifier and analog ICs. So we'll be talking of two types of clampers, positive and negative clampers, just we did in the case of clippers. So in clamper circuits, a predetermined DC level is added to the output voltage. So in other words, the output is clamped to a desired DC level. If the clamped DC level is positive, the clamper is called a positive clamper. On the other hand, if the clamped DC level is negative, this type of clamper is called a negative clamper. So clampers are also called DC inserters or restorers. These are the equivalent terms used for clampers. So there are special series like 1 to 4 series which are designed to operate on single power supply. You can see the current circuit uses 3 to 4, which is from 1 to 4 series. So they employ a DC insertion technique. So we'll be talking of two amplifiers. One is inverting amplifier with DC level and another one is non-inverting amplifier with DC level. So there are bit of changes. Now we will be using single power supply, that is plus VCC. The other power supply terminal is grounded. It's not minus VEE here. So we have generated a reference voltage by applying a potentiometer, and this V reference is provided to the positive terminal and input is applied to the negative terminal of the op-amp. So the output voltage is, because of positive terminal, it is reference voltage, and because of input at the negative terminals, it is minus RF by R1 into V in, where RF by R1 minus of this is the gain of this amplifier for negative terminal. So Ci, this is the coupling capacitor because we are talking of AC inputs. Now when V reference is VCC by 2, we can have a special case of it. So here we can see for an input sine wave, if we take V reference as VCC by 2, we can shift this waveform from 0 to VCC by 2. So the range of AC voltage, which was earlier minus V peak to plus V peak, now becomes 0 to VCC. So we have inserted this reference voltage VCC by 2 into this sine signal, and you can see that the output is out of phase. So that this positive half cycle is now negative half cycle of the output. So there is 180 degree phase shift between the input and output of this clamper, which we made using inverting amplifier. For a non-inverting amplifier, the input is applied to the positive terminal of the op-amp. As already discussed, the power supply, we are using single power supply plus VCC and ground, because we are using specially designed IC of 124 series. Now we can see the output voltage is V reference plus 1 plus RF by R1 into V in. So if we consider a special case when reference is VCC by 2, then for the same sine wave which was applied in the above circuit, so you can see here it is shifted from 0 to VCC by 2, and the peak to peak, which was earlier minus V peak to plus V peak, has been shifted from 0 to VCC. Now you can also see in case of non-inverting amplifier, there is no phase shift between the input and the output. So these are the two techniques which we can use to clamp. So in inverting case, it is 180 degree out of phase, and in the non-inverting case, the output is in phase. The values of the capacitors in these circuits depends upon the input rates and pulse width. So they will be the limiting factor on the frequency which can be used. In both amplifier circuits, the DC level added to the output voltage is approximately equal to VCC by 2. This fixed DC level is needed to obtain a maximum undistorted symmetrical wave. So here in this circuit, a clamper with a variable DC level is shown. These circuits function differently from the inverting and non-inverting amplifiers already shown. In this circuit, the input waveform peak is clamped to the reference voltage. For this reason, this is also called the peak clamper. The output voltage of the peak clamper is a net resultant of AC and DC input voltages applied to the positive and the negative terminals of the op-amp. Therefore, to understand this circuit, the input must be considered separately. First, consider the input V reference, which is applied to the positive input. You can see here, since the voltage is positive, VO dash is also positive. This forward biases this diode D1, and this closes the feedback loop, and op-amp operates as voltage follower. This is possible because CI is an open circuit for DC voltages. Therefore, V0 will be equal to plus V reference. For the second input V in, which is applied to the negative terminal, so during negative half cycle, diode D1 conducts charging Ci to negative peak of Vp. However, during positive half cycle the diode is reverse biased, hence the Vp across capacitor acquired during this negative half cycle is retained. Since this voltage V peak is in series with the positive peak voltage, the output voltage becomes 2 V peak. Thus, the net output is V reference plus 2 V peak. So, the negative peak is 2 Vp at the reference. So, you can see this here that it has been shifted, negative V peak has been shifted at V reference. So, this is the input and output waveforms when we take reference as plus V reference. So, when we take the reference as minus V reference, then the peak will be shifted to minus V reference, and this is minus 2 Vp below V reference. So, this is with input and output waveforms with plus V reference, and you can see with minus V reference this gets shifted to minus V reference. So, for precision clamping we may note that this Ci into the resistance of diode should be much less than T by 2, where Rd is the resistance of this diode when it is forward bias. So, it is typically 100 ohm, and T is the time period of the input waveform, which is Vin. So, the resistor R here is used in the input side to protect the op-amp against excessive discharge current from this capacitor Ci, especially when the DC supply voltages are switched off. This is just to protect the circuit. So, in the next class we will be talking of peaking amplifiers and differential input, differential output amplifier.